All right, guys, this is the last one for spring break. I want to try to go back on the work problems worksheet and do the last three, 13, 14, and 15 for you. They're going to jump right into power. So I'm going to talk a little bit faster than I did last time so we can get through this and I won't run out of time like I did last time. All right, number 13, the highest occupied floor is any building in the Sears Tower. Blah, blah, blah. We already went over this. Look at the question. How much work is done on the elevator car by the elevator's lifting mechanism? So how much work? That's what they want. So it's what? Work, force times distance, all right? So we're looking for our force right here, all right? Sorry. Right here is our force because we know that because it's in newtons, all right? So it's going to be 2.23. Go over here. 2.23 times 10 to the fourth divided by our, times our distance, which is 436. So our work is going to be 9.72 times 10 to the sixth joules. Number 14, freight train leaving a train yard must exert a force of 2.53 times 10 to the sixth newtons in order to increase its speed from rest to 17 meters per second. During this process, the train must do 1.10 times 10 to the ninth joules of work. How far does the train travel? How far? What are they looking for? They want a distance, which is equal to work divided by force. Okay, so we want our work. How do we know our work? It's in joules. All right, it's in joules right here. So we're going to have 1.10 times 10, terrible, to the ninth joules divided by our force, which is in newtons, 2.53 times 10 to the sixth. All right, when you divide those two numbers, our distance comes out to be 4.35 times 10 to the 2 meters, or 435 meters. Either way you want to do it. All right. Each formula, plug it in, can't be wrong. Number 15. 1947 Northrop Aircraft developed and built the deceleration sled to test the effects of extreme forces on humans and equipment. In this sled, a test pilot with a mass of 70 kilograms undergoes a sudden negative acceleration of 4.90 times 10 to the second, or 490 meters per second. This deceleration occurs over a distance of 8.5 meters. How much work is done against the pilot's body during deceleration? We're going to multiply all these numbers together. You're going to see why. Work is equal to force times distance. Okay, well, they don't give us a force. They give us a way to get force. Force is equal to mass times acceleration. So we're just going to substitute in mass and acceleration in for force. So our formula becomes mass times acceleration times distance, because this right here is force. Okay, so we're going to just multiply everything together. So we got work is equal to 70 times 4.90 times 10 to the second times 8.05. And that's going to give us a work of 2.76 times 10 to the fifth. Or, was that 276,000? Either way you want to do it. All right, let's go jump straight into the power problems right here. Same thing as we just did on work. We're going to use these formulas. We're going to rearrange these formulas to solve for the problem that we have. So we can use power is equal to work divided by time, or we can use work is equal to power times time, or we can use time is equal to work divided by power. We're just rearranging this formula. We got 9 questions. We're going to do 3 on each formula. All right, so let's just jump right into it. 1 horsepower is a unit of power based on the work that a horse can do in 1 second. This is defined in English units as a force of 550 pounds that can move an object 1 foot in 1 second. All right. And System International, SI, 1 horsepower equals 745.7 watts. Suppose you have a horse that has a power output of 750 watts. How much work does it do? How much work does this horse do in 0.55 seconds? Again, they want work. All right, so we're solving this formula for work, and like we just said, if we rearrange this formula to solve for W, work is equal to power times time. All right, you're just solving for the unknown. So our work, which was, hang on, I lost my place. I'm sorry, our power. We're looking for work. Our power is 750. So work is equal to 750 times our time, which is 0.55. So our work is simply going to be those two numbers multiplied together, which is going to be 410 joules. Number two, a race car with 255 horsepower engine is able to accelerate from rest to its top speed in 9 seconds. How much work, here it is again, does a car's engine do in this interval of time? So we're using the same formula. Power times time. Okay, so what is our power? Our power in watts, all right, which they already gave us, is 1.90 times 10 to the 5th watts. We want to use watts. So our work is equal to 1.90 times 10 to the 5th times our time. And our time is 9 seconds. So our work is equal to 1.71 times 10 to the 6th. Multiplying those two guys right there. Number three, a ship's diesel engine has a power output of 13 watts. I'm sorry, of 13. How much work is done by this engine in 15 minutes? Okay, so we got to do a couple of different calculations here. All right, first of all, we got to convert minutes to seconds. Okay, because that's what our time is. And then we can just use our power in watts. So same formula. Work is equal to power times time. Our power is 13 times 10 to the 6th. All right, that's our power right there. Times our time. Our time is in minutes. We're just going to multiply 60 times 15 because there's 60 seconds in a minute. All right, so it's 15 minutes times 60 seconds will give us our time in seconds. We just multiply all three of those numbers together. And when we do that, 13.0 times 10 to the 6th times 60 times 15, we get 1.17 times 10 to the 10th joules. All right, moving on down. Number four, we're probably going to use this formula, we're going to use probably the time formula. And time is going to be work divided by power. Okay, so time right here is going to equal to work divided by power. So in order to sail through frozen Arctic Ocean, the most powerful icebreaker ever built was constructed in the former Soviet Union. At the heart of the ship's power plant is a nuclear reactor with a power output of 5.6 times 10 to the 7th watts. How long will it take? How long? It's time for this power plant to do 5.35 times 10 to the joules of work. So time is equal to work divided by power. So our work is 5.60 times 10 to the 7th divided by power. I did it backwards. Hang on. Power, all right, there's our work right there. So it's work, joules, we should have known that. I should have known that. 5.35 times 10 to the 10th divided by power. 5.60 times 10 to the 7th. This is work, this is power. So our time, if we divide those two numbers, end up being 955 seconds. Number five, heaviest loads ever raised were part of the offshore Ecofits complex in the North Sea. The 4.0 times 10 to the 7th kilogram complex was raised 6.5 meters over 100 hydraulic jacks. The work done on the complex during the raising was approximately 2.6 times 10 to 11 joules. Suppose the power output of all the jacks was 5.7 times 10 to the 8th. How long did it take the jacks to raise the complex? How long? Time is equal to work divided by power. Let's find our joules. There it is right here. 2.6 times 10 to the 11th divided by our power right here. 5.7 times 10 to the 8th. Okay, when we do those numbers, so when we divide those numbers, we get 1.5 times 10 to the third. I'm sorry, we get 460 seconds. Wow. 460 seconds. 460 seconds. Number 6. I was reading the wrong problem. Borax was mined in Death Valley, California during the 19th century. It was transported from the valley by massive 88 wagons, each pulled by a team of 21 mules. Suppose each mule's power output was 760 watts. If in a certain time interval, total work done by the team in the wagon was 2.35 times 10 to the 7th, how long was that interval of time? How long? Time. Work divided by power. Our work, which is in joules, 2.35 times 10 to the 7th. For our power in watts, 746. Trick on this one. All right, each mule's output was 746. So we have 21 mules, so we have to multiply 746 times 21 to get the total output. Okay, get the total output. A little trickeration there. Multiply the 2.35 times 10 to the 7th divided by 746 times 21. You got to do this first. Multiply those two numbers first before you divide it by 2.535 times 10 to the 7th. And when you do, you get a time of 15,000 seconds. 1.5 times 10 to the third, or 15,000 seconds. I'm sorry, 1,500 seconds. I'm crazy. Number 7. All right, this is going to be our last version of the equation. All right, so we're probably going to be looking for, let's find out. Straight power is equal to work divided by time. A certain steam turbine is designed to be used as both a power generator and as a pump. When used as a generator, the turbine provides enough power, all right, to do 3.10 joules of work in 1 minute. What's the power output? Okay, that's what they want to know. Power is equal to work divided by time. Find your joules, that's the work. 3.10 times 10 to the joules over 1 minute. I convert it to seconds, so 60 seconds. 3.10 times 10 to the 10th divided by 60 seconds. Your power is equal to 5 times 10.8. Golly. 5 times 10 to the 8th. All right. 5 times 10 to the 8th watts. Number 8. Space Shuttle, which was first launched on April 12, 1981, the world's first reusable space vehicle. The shuttle is placed in orbit by 3 engines that do 1.4 times 10 to the 13 joules of work in 8.5 minutes. What's the power output? Power is equal to work divided by time. Our work is in joules, 1.4 times 10 to the 13. We had to convert 8.5 minutes, multiply it by 60, and you get seconds. So multiply these two numbers first, right here. Multiply these two numbers first, okay? Then 1.4 times 10 to the 13th divided by the product of those two numbers, and you will get 9.0 times 10 to the 9th. 9.0 times 10 to the 9th. Now, if you got something like 2.7 times 10 to the 10th, that's okay, because 9.0 times 10 to the 9th is per engine. Okay, so you can say also, let me write this right down here, 2.7 times 10 to the 10th is also correct. 9.0 times 10 to the 9th is per engine. Last one, number 9. Lithuania's major nuclear power plant has one of the world's most powerful generators, which has a power output of 1.545 times 10 to the 9th watts. How long must this generator run if it is to provide the energy to do 4.35 times 10 to the 11th joules of work? All right, this is a little different. All right, we're back to the first one. How long? We want a time. Time, what do we say, is equal to work divided by power. Find our work in joules. Here it is.